My name is Krystale. I have DID and hernias, autism, and anxiety and assorted other things that go with that. Dissociative identity disorder, it used to be called multiple personality disorder, which I, for my case, find to be more accurate because I'm no longer, although everyone dissociates, I have no fugue states and I don't black out. I'm co-conscious, so we know each other. It's more like traveling with a group of your friends rather than switching out the way it does for some people. I find there's a lot to be learned from many of the different struggles that I face and everybody else faces. I've done discussions on what DID can teach people about working together because I have co-conscious DID. I guess the most helpful thing, if I were looking at what would be helpful for people to actually know about, is the hernias. It's a real struggle physically to live with hernias. Mobility is an extreme issue, and it's not weight specifically, it is actually the pull on my spine when I try to walk. And I would personally, I think it would be cool if we could make some sort of something to let people like in TSA and travel know, because they have to check you for security, and I understand that my body shape is different, but then patting me down is agonizing.
You use the word struggle about hernias. Do you feel like all the things you mentioned are a struggle, or really only the hernias? The other things are maybe just...
The anxiety is really a huge struggle also. I don't personally find my DID to be a struggle. I find it to be a help. It gives me a lot of extra viewpoints, but the anxiety can definitely be a problem. I ran late today just to the ADA committee meeting because as I got ready to go outside, there were suddenly several dozen school-age children all looking around at everything. And having to go out with that many people all of a sudden turning to look at me was too overwhelming. So I had to wait a few minutes.
If you think you could pick one small phrase for someone to remember if they encountered someone like yourself out there who maybe is struggling with hernias or has a less visible social complication, what do you think that it might be good for them to remember?
I think in general for everyone, but for either physical or invisible disabilities, I think patience. Really, if you could bear one thing in mind, it's just to be patient. Because everybody has something they can teach you. Everybody has a unique perspective. Everybody knows something you don't. And if we can be patient and learn from one another, I think we'd all be a lot better off.